it's almost hard for me to imagine our life without pause. Um, it is the primary source of community and, I guess, outreach and connection with people that we have. I would say that pause is probably the number one reason that we're able to do most things that are somewhat typical, whether it's going on an outing to the farm or something else, and just being able to go out with all the kids and do that together as a family, whether it's just going to church here and other things like that. I mean, I remember when we finally when we got into Unlimited, and it was the first time we were able to actually come and go to church or do anything else all together. It was almost a little overwhelming because it is something that we've been trying to do for years.
What keeps you up at night?
If you want like the real answer to that, what's going to happen when we're not here? Our kids are such that they're probably going to have lifelong needs, and yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, most people have the development where you expect your kids to grow up and eventually be independent and move on. There's no, I wouldn't even say that there's no guarantee of that. There's a very low probability of that for our kids. For us, it's very much just trying to make sure that they're happy and their needs are met. And yeah, it's very much an in the moment kind of thing instead of a long-term projection, just because, I mean, that's one of the tricky things with kids like ours, is that you almost don't want to project too much, because on the one hand there's the worst case, which is very debilitating. On the other hand, you don't want to expect too much, or expect too little, because then you're not pushing them to where they can develop.
So let's back up and go to bedtime, where they sleep, and you mentioned having those secure beds. What do those look like?
So they're basically almost like a four-poster bed, with, I guess it's almost like the kind of mesh you would have on the outside of a boat or something. They're very strong, medically prescribed, and we were like fortunate, we got the kind of beds where they're actually made to grow with them, because they are in a situation where we know this is going to be a long-term need. So they're only 6 years old, but it's at least a full-size bed that they're able to move around in and things. So it's not constrictive. The beds were actually a blessing, because prior to that, we had them in cribs and things, and we had to find ways to put things over the top so they couldn't get out or something else, which actually was somewhat dangerous, trying to create ad hoc solutions to that. So the beds were a blessing.
You have a pretty unique working from home situation, so I'd love for you to share more about what it looks like for you, your home office.
Oh, sure. My home. Oh yeah, we call it the work shanty. So when I first started working from home, I tried working inside with the kids for a while and things, and just, they have no conception of dad's working, or that I have things that I need to do and I'm not available to them. So we pretty quickly figured out that I probably need to be out of eyesight. So I tried working outside in our porch for a while, but then obviously it started getting cold, and so what we eventually ended up doing is I ended up working in our garage, put together basically a shanty with just like PVC and plastic that I use, that's smaller area to heat, or run the AC in or whatever, just for while I'm working out there. But yeah, and I mean, I work on my computer and things, so it's just kind of a normal work setup from there.